Yo guys, what is good and what's going on, everybody? Your boy BLSG back at it again with the Philadelphia 76ers season opener tonight, as we had the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the Boston Celtics in the TD Garden. We got him going on tonight. Eastern Conference rivalry. Pretty much in the same division as well on top of that. So at the end of the day, this should be a great game to watch as well. It should be a phenomenal game to be watching tonight. It should be a great game. As you guys see, it's out tonight. It is out tonight. The Maxi jersey has been unleashed. As we're doing it again, ladies and gentlemen, what record will we go with the Tyrese Maxey jersey on? What record will we go? What will our record be? Let's go. We got the game in Boston. And you know what? You know we're streaming the season opener. You know I'm going to try to stream as many games as I possibly can, especially between the Sixers and the Phillies playoffs coming up. And let's get this going. Shout out to everybody that's already in the chat. Got 4 people in here. Appreciate everybody. If you haven't done so, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. And we're on the road to 535 subs away. Let's keep going. We're not stopping here. We keep rising to the top. Let's go. This season starts tonight, and it starts with, hopefully, fingers crossed, a win over our Eastern Conference rivals in the Boston Celtics. Music producer. The music's great because the beat. Thank you. I'll say what's up to the chat here before we get started. Stars99 being the first one in here. What's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through and being the first one. So I hope the Phillies win tonight. Me too, man. Me too. Same with the Sixers. Appreciate you for coming through. Star Wars99. Hit that like button if you have not done so. MC, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through. So let's go Sixers and let's go Phillies. You already know Phillies are on tonight as well. In their first game against the San Diego Padres, should be a good matchup between some lower seeds that have really been shocking in the MLB playoffs. But at the end of the day, we'll see what the Phillies can do. But appreciate you for coming through. MC, hit that like button as well. But yeah, appreciate everybody for coming through. We got the season opener tonight. You know I'm going to try to stream as many games as I possibly can. A lot of the games that I'm probably not going to stream are games that are on the West Coast, because those will end at like 1 a.m. or 12:30 in the morning the next day. Or if I have anything going on during that time period, then I will not be able to stream the games. But hey, appreciate the 6 people in the chat so far. Guys, again, I'm going to continue to stream as many games as I possibly can this season. I'm not going to try to slack on these Sixers games. But between the Sixers starting off their season and the Phillies in the NLCS against the Padres, it could be a little bit of slack here and there, but tomorrow you guys will see a stream for the Phillies between the Phils and the Padres. So you will see me stream Game 2. I will not stream Game 1, though, because based on what I have here, stream the 6, baby. Let's get this going. Appreciate the 4 people. Say what's up back to the chat. Bruce Harper coming in. What's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Hopefully you're doing well on this Tuesday night. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the Tuesday night, man. Ready for the Sixers season opener. Just hoping to relax after, probably for you adults, after a long day of work, and for you younger ones coming off, hopefully, what was it, good day of school and all that for you younger ones. Fly was fly, absolutely, absolutely. Going into the bye 6-0, absolutely, 100,000%. 6-0 into the bye week. We get this bye, have a chance to have everyone recover, especially Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson from last week, based on what happened towards our offensive line. And then we had to have Driscoll and Opeta come in. So it definitely gives them an opportunity to bring everybody back up. And, of course, before they started the game, they went ahead and honored Bill Russell. Rest in peace to Bill Russell. I know it's been it's been like a little bit over when it actually happened. But at the end of the day, RIP to Bill Russell. As a Sixers fan, I got to say it. RIP to Bill Russell, one of the greatest NBA players of all time and one of the greatest Celtics of all time, too. So RIP to Bill Russell. They honored him before the game started, but absolutely fly was fly. Let's go Phillies. Yes, sir. Phillies are on tonight as well. Zach Wheeler versus Yu Darvish in terms of the pitching side of things. So hopefully the Phillies will find a way to get a win on them with the Padres, them being a lower seed, and the fact that Fernando Tatis Jr. was suspended for what he did, and the fact that Juan Soto has not played up to expectations for the Padres. So the Phillies played a high level. I like their chances at advancing out of this round to the you-know-where. Let's go Sixers. Absolutely, 100%. We got the home opener tonight, and that's exactly what I'm streaming based on my gear right here, the jersey in the back of Joel Embiid. And then as you guys see, if I can ever figure this out, why? Because it is StreamYard. Okay, sort of. As you guys can see, the background on top of that, thank you very much. We got the Sixers over here. We got the Celtics over here. Let's get it on in the TD Garden. Shut them up. Remember I said the Phillies would beat the Cardinals and the Braves? Yes, you've been saying that multiple times, Bruce. And you know what? Let's do the same thing to the Padres, man. Let's do the same thing to them. Let's do the same exact thing to the Padres and go to the World Series. Let's show this team that we are underdogs. We make statements when we are underdogs. We are underdogs in this series. We were underdogs in the last two series. Let's show why we're the underdogs of the National League and for the entire MLB playoffs. I know my Phillies. Absolutely, man. You absolutely do. I agree. Bill Russell, may your soul rest in peace. Absolutely. Don't ever wish any injuries or death on any player, especially one of the legends right there in Bill Russell. Definitely was a human being that we definitely lost in this world, man. So when it all comes down to it at the end of the day, RIP to Bill Russell. Guys, the scoreboards for the Sixers as well, I will give you what's going to work out for that. I decided to do scoreboards this year, and for everything that I'm going to do with the scoreboards, I'm just going to update them after every quarter instead of every bucket, because that's just like too much work, and at the end of the day, that's literally just a waste of time. And, a lot of worst-case scenarios could happen that I'm not even going to mention. Besides, like, the angles could get messed up. I don't want to have to reset those every time. So after every quarter, I'm just going to do that instead of every bucket. So we'll see what happens with this game, and hopefully the Sixers will pull out the win. I guarantee you that we will beat the Padres. I know it 100% because we have the heart of the champion. Well, everyone has the heart of a champion, man. Everyone wants to win the World Series. The Yankees want to put another one up to their resume. The Astros want to do the same. The Phillies want to win the World Series for the first time in about over a decade. And the Padres, they want to find a way to win the World Series without Fernando Tatis Jr. and with Juan Soto not putting up the expectations as well. But at the end of the day, we have the heart, but so does every MLB team. But when it all comes down to it, every team is going to compete. Every team's going to compete by any means. If the Phillies can find a way, if they keep playing with the energy, because of the fact that Tatis is suspended and Soto, those are their top two weapons right there, ladies and gentlemen. Tatis got suspended for pretty much the entire season, and then Juan Soto has not played up to the expectations for the New York Yankees. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. May God shine his light into the healing of Bill Russell's family, friends, and fans in the city of Boston. So yeah, at the end of the day, RIP Bill Russell, man. We better beat them all, Bruce, and become the World Series champions. Exactly. That's personal loss. Hey, RIP Bill Russell, man. They did it. They honored him before the game. You see Joel Embiid being the center of the action on the camera. Getting ready to go for game number 1 out of 82. Let's go. And we look at the starting lineups here for tonight's game for both teams. For your Philadelphia 76ers, you have Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, and Joel Embiid. For your Boston Celtics, Marcus Smart, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Al Horford to take the 5 because of Robert Williams not being able to play in this case. Embiid versus Horford, the current Sixer versus the ex-Sixer. Let's get this going. MC, I agree with Phil. We will beat the Padres for sure. We'll see. Because Sixers right now, as the tip-off's underway, the Sixers are going to win it. Tobias Harris has it and gets it over to Harden early. Here we go in Boston. PJ Tucker's got the ball. Gets it over to Embiid. Embiid matching up against Horford. Gets it over to Maxey. Maxey matching up against Derek White. Maxey gets it over to Embiid. Embiid matching up against Horford. Embiid coming inside, spinning. Embiid fading too. That's no good. Tucker gets the rebound, and he is claimed for a minute. And that's an early turnover here by the Philadelphia 76ers as Tucker was literally surrounded by two players of the Boston Celtics as Tatum brings it down the floor. Tatum matching up against Tucker. Looking for options. Finds Marcus Smart. Smart looking for options here, matching up with Harden. Smart coming inside. Smart still looking, matching up against Embiid. Embiid against Marcus Smart here. Marcus Smart coming inside, laying one up, and that one is good for Marcus Smart. So the first points of the night come from the Boston Celtics side of things. They're going to be a good team this year. Don't underestimate the Celtics. As Tobias Harris comes in, tries to pull one up, and gets it in to go for two. No basket interference whatsoever. That was going to probably miss, and Harris puts that back in and gets the first 2 points on the board for the Sixers. As Al Horford gets it over to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown coming inside, spinning, back out to Horford, out to Smart. Smart over to Tatum in the corner for three. That's good for Jason Tatum. So Celtics off to a quick start. Sixers going to try to answer here. Here's James Harden around a screen from Embiid. Harden flips out to Embiid. Embiid taking a three. That's off the front rim, rebounded by the Celtics. There's Jason Tatum with the ball. Tatum coming inside. Tatum. And Tatum will miss the bucket, but he will go to the line for two as the foul will go against Joel Embiid. But Tatum on the line for two, regardless. Bleacher, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through. So go 76ers. You already know. Hit that like button if you have not done so. Guys, we've got 3 people on the like button. We should have 4 likes in this. Tatum to go to the free throw line for two. Give the Celtics a 5-point lead potentially if he makes both free throws. First one for Tatum is good at the line. But here we go, 6-2 Boston right now. Tatum's second free throw is also good. So just like that, the Celtics out to a quick 7-2 start. And also the fact that Ime Udoka will not be with the team. So Celtics coming in with a new head coach. And so far they're still finding a way to work things out as Harden gets it over to Embiid. Embiid gets it over to Maxey. Maxey coming inside. Maxey with the layup. And Tatum says, no, sir. Not in our wheelhouse. Not in the TD Garden. You will not lay anything up in the TD Garden, Maxey. He said, I'll not get into as many rows in the stands as I want. And he absolutely rejected that. As Tobias Harris has it, puts up for two, and that is off. Rebounded by the Celtics. Derek White coming inside. Derek White. And Embiid just rejects it. He said, no, sir. We got a lot of no, sirs. We already have 2 of them. Derek White gets rejected by Embiid. He said, see ya. Now on our basket for the first half. As Tatum has the ball here. Tatum coming inside. Kicks out to Derek White. Derek White coming outside. And that will be, looks like a kick ball by Embiid. As I think Derek White did hit it off of Embiid's leg. So I don't know who's got the ball. I would assume it would be Boston, and they will because of a kick ball by Embiid. And here we go. Marcus Smart on the inbound. Smart coming inside. Smart gets over to Horford, and Horford will miss the layup. Embiid gets the rebound. Embiid's bringing it down the other end. Embiid loses the ball. Smart has it. Down the other end to Tatum for two. That's good. Celtics off to a quick start in the TD Garden. Maxey trying to get it out to Embiid, and that'll be an early offensive foul on Maxey. 7-0 run for the Celtics right now. I mean, Embiid's got to stop turning that ball over. I mean, he's got to clean things up. This whole team has to clean things up. I know you guys might have not played a lot in the preseason, but we got to clean our stuff up, man. We can't be looking this bad. Here we go. Marcus Smart with the ball. Bring it down the floor. Smart down the other end of the court. Smart. Try to kick it out to Jaylen Brown against Harden. Jaylen Brown has it. Smart on a step-back three. That is no good. And it's rebounded by the Celtics. Derek White has it out to Horford. Horford over to Brown. Brown coming inside and is out of his hands, and Harden has it. Harden with the ball, matching up against Jason Tatum. Harden kicks out to Harris. Harris over to Tucker. Tucker looking for options. Finds Embiid. Embiid looking. Embiid still looking. Trying to go backwards. Embiid pump faking. Out to Harden. Harden. Step back three. That's no good for James Harden. Embiid gets the rebound and can't lay it up and in. But it'll be a foul called here. I think it's against Al Horford, and it will be. It was either going to be against Horford or Tatum, because I think Tatum might have made a little contact, but it is against Al Horford. First one for Embiid is no good at the line. Come on, Joel. Second one for Embiid coming up at the line here. Second one for Joel Embiid is good at the line, so the Sixers will be down by 6 to the Boston Celtics. It is 9-3 Philadelphia. Marcus Smart here with the ball, bringing it down the floor. Smart rolls to his right. Smart looking for options. Smart kicks it out to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's wide open for 3. That's no good, and Embiid's got the rebound out to Harden. Harden take the ball down the floor. Harden would be wide open for a step back right now if he does take it, and he does take it. Harden will, however, be fouled, so he will head to the free throw line, and he'll get 3 free throws as well. If Harden would have made that, that could have been a 4-point play. I'm not sure who's that goes against. They did show it for a little bit of a while on Horford, and that will be the second one on Al Horford. That'll be the second on Horford tonight. And keep in mind, they don't have Robert Williams. They do not have Robert Williams. Apparently, they're reviewing this to see if Horford did touch him. Horford's trying to say that he did not touch James Harden. And, of course, they're reviewing it. Whoop-de-doo. What else is new? Trying to review it to see if this is a foul against Horford. I mean, did Horford make contact with Harden? I mean, Horford got his foot underneath Harden's, and that's how Harden fell and lost his balance. I don't think Harden knew that he was going to land on Horford's foot. I don't think he knew. But I think it could go either way. But, I mean, like I said before, I don't think Horford realized that Harden was going to step on his foot. I don't think Harden realized that he was going to step on Al Horford's foot. I think this call could go either way. And there will be a foul against Al Horford. So that'll be number 2 coming his way. It'll be 3 free throws. It'll be 3 free throws for James Harden at the line. So that'll be 2 fouls against Horford already in this game. If you take out Horford here, if you take him out of the center position, if you foul him out, which obviously you need 6 fouls to be fouled out of the game, you go in with some really, in my eyes, inexperienced players because you don't have Robert Williams tonight. You do not have him. James Harden to go to the line here. I think a technical or just an uncontested free throw, which was good at the line. So it's now 4-9 in favor of Philly. And now, I guess he gets 2 of them at the line with no one around him. The second one is also good. He might get all 3 with nobody around him because of what Horford did. And he will. So he gets all 3 free throws at the line without anybody around him, which is kind of odd, honestly. And the third and final one for Harden is good. So Harden will cut this lead down to 3 for the Celtics. But let's see what happens, man. I mean, Harden looking to have a better year this year. Get back to hopefully healthy Harden. Harden and Tucker having a little conversation. Same going with Maxey. Trying to have a little talk here. But here we go, man. James Harden agreeing to a 2-year, $68.6 extension in July. So it looks like it was 3 free throws for Harden, and they also got possession too. Is what it's looking like right now because the Celtics looks like the Celtics don't have possession of the ball because Maxey is in this place where they would inbound it. So looks like the Sixers might have a chance to be down by 1 or tie this up. Harden talking here. Probably talking to himself or to Marcus Smart, one or the other. Come on, what's taking so long? Just get it off. Finally give it to the other ref who gets it over to Maxey. Someone needs to get open here for Maxey to inbound it. Maxey inbounds it here to Tucker. Tucker losing it for a second, and Tucker losing it beyond half court. And the ball was tipped, so there will need to be no backcourt violation as Embiid has it. And he falls to the floor, and I think it's going to be a foul. I think Embiid got fouled, but man, he is down on the ground. Because the ball got tipped, but Tucker did touch it. But the ball got tipped before Tucker regained possession, so it's not like Tucker could have been able to regain his balance. It looks like no shooting foul, so it's another inbound, and Maxey do it again. Maxey inbounds it to Tucker. Tucker out to Harden. Harden coming around the screen. Harden coming inside. Harden kicks out to Tucker. Tucker, a corner 3. That's no good by P.J. Tucker. Rebounded by the Celtics. Tatum to bring it down the other end. Matched up against Embiid. Tatum and eat big time. Wide open step back, and that is missed. Embiid's got it. Gives it to Harden. Harden out to Harris. Harris trying to go for a layup, and that is good for Tobias Harris. Sixers down by 1 with 7:40 to go in the first. Tatum gets it over to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown coming inside. And that is a turnover by Boston. Tobias Harris has it. Harris to bring it down the other end. Harris finds Embiid. Embiid back out to Harris. Harris, a 3. That is good. Tobias Harris with the 3, and the Sixers have the lead. Just like that. 9-0 over the Sixers in the last minute and a half. Marcus Smart with the ball here for Boston. Gets it over to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown looking. Gets it out back to Marcus Smart. Smart matching up against Harden. Coming inside to Smart. Puts up a 2. But Marcus Smart will be fouled. I'm not sure who made contact with him, but he is coming up limping. Marcus Smart grabbing his backside here. Came up limping. Looks like this is going to be against Embiid. I think that's going to be number 2 on Joel. So if that's the case, Montrezl Harrell is going to have to step in, and it is going to be foul number 2 on Embiid. That's number 2 for Embiid, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is where Montrezl Harrell steps into the game here as Marcus Smart. First free throw is good for Marcus Smart at the line. Or they're keeping Embiid in. They keep him on the other side of the court. They keep Embiid in, though. They do not sub in with Montrezl Harrell, as the second one is good for Boston as well to tie this up at 11. Maxey bring the ball down the other end. Maxey looking, shoots a 3. That is good for Tyrese Maxey. First points of the season for Tyrese. Hoping to have a big game tonight as Jaylen Brown with the ball. Jaylen Brown kicks it out to Smart. Smart almost losing it. Shoots a corner 3. That's no good for Marcus Smart. Tobias Harris gets the rebound. And it'll be a loose ball foul against number 4 for Boston. And everyone's on the court, coaches and everybody. And everyone's all out of control. Looks like it's going to be a timeout by Boston here. But man, what a start to the season. Yeah, guys, Sixers trying to take advantage here. They're trying to give it everything they have in them in the opening matchup in the TD Garden. And she's a hope so, Bruce, to the recent thing Bruce Harper said. We need the Yankees out. Hopefully they get out against the Astros. I'm hoping so. I was surprised when Embiid got his second foul, I think, of the game. That Montrezl Harrell did not come in. I'm surprised they put Embiid on the other end of the court. But yeah, guys, tight start here between these two teams. Pretty much anyone could take this, man. If they all keep playing at this level. Anyone could probably take this. But Tobias Harris has been pretty good here in the first quarter. Tobias has been off to a great start. Great start by Tobias. We're going to need that a lot from him this season as the games go on. But, you know, this is a very scrappy team. The fact they don't have Ime Udoka for however long he is not going to be coaching the Celtics for. And then, you know, the fact that they don't have Danilo Gallinari off the bench. And the fact that they're going to have Malcolm Brogdon off the bench too. Who knows how many points Brogdon can put up off the bench for Boston, depending how Boston's coach decides to use him. Since the coach is not Ime Udoka, I decided to use Boston's coach because I don't know who their coach is. Appreciate that. You know, it's the first game of the season. Got to be hyped up. Got to be hyped up for the first game. But yeah, man, here we go. As the Sixers have the ball, will take it down the floor with James Harden. Harden with the ball gets over to Tucker, back to Harden, over to Embiid. Embiid, back to Tucker. Tucker gets over to Tobias, and looks like it's an offensive foul. I don't know what it was. They call it against Harden, though. They call it against James Harden, though. But here we go. Marcus Smart bringing it down the other end here. Smart gets over to Jaylen Brown, out to number 4. Number 4 gets it over to Tatum. Tatum kicking it out to Brown. And Maxey gets the steal. And the foul will be called, I think, against Jaylen Brown here. So that'll be foul number 1 for Jaylen Brown, if I am not mistaken on that. Like, what's going on here? Like, what's going on at half court? I mean, Maxey couldn't help the fact that he went out of bounds. I mean, it should be against Jaylen Brown. It should be a clear foul against Jaylen Brown, and it should just be an inbound pass because Maxey never shot it. And Harden actually would take a few free throws here. Probably just take one free throw at the line with no one around him. Apparently they had a new rule. Doc Rivers, 24th season as an NBA head coach. 1,043 and 735 for his career record. And Sixers get the ball back here with possession. Harden with the ball. Get knocked around by Tatum. Harden to kick it out to Tucker. Tucker's wide open for 3. And that's no good by PJ Tucker. And B tries to get his hands in there. And either way, whatever happened, it will be out of bounds. And it will be Celtics ball. But Tucker needs to work on that corner three in the regular season, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. But here's Marcus Smart coming inside. Smart on the other side of the court gets it over to Tatum. Tatum kicking out to Grant Williams. Grant Williams coming inside. Grant Williams trying to lay one up with the reverse, and that is good for Grant Williams for the Boston Celtics. Harden with the ball gets it over to Maxey as the Sixers are about to make, I think, their first adjustment. Maxey gets out to Harden. Harden looking. Harden with the reverse. Harden gets out to Tucker. Tucker out to Harris in the corner for three. That's no good. Tucker tries to get it. Can't get it, and Jaylen Brown will get it instead. Brown to come inside, and the layup is easily money for Jaylen Brown. It's going to be hard to beat these Celtics, man. It's going to be a close game no matter what. And a timeout will be called. Don't know by who, but timeout will be called probably just for a little talk and a little bit of a lineup change. But yeah, man, close game. I'm going to tell you that. This is going to be a close one no matter what. Tied up at 15. Could be a lot of defense. Never know what's going to happen here between these two squads. PJ Tucker for the starting lineup still has yet to get on the board. But does have a rebound, though. So rough start in this game here for PJ Tucker. Rough start here for PJ Tucker. Hopefully he changes it a little bit. But yeah, man. Tobias Harris, the leading scorer. You know, some of these players are probably just trying to shake off the rust a little bit. You know, Harden trying to get into hopefully what is his healthy self here. You know, definitely working out over the offseason. Not just working on his jump shot, but definitely putting the work to try to bring those abs back. And hopefully bring back healthy Harden. Even though Harden only has 3 points here in the first. Hopefully someone can pick it up. Some players got to pick it up for the Sixers off the bench. And we brought in players like Montrezl Harrell, Daniel House, DeAnthony Melton, and obviously PJ Tucker. Plus some of the draft picks, Julian Champagnie and then Michael Foster. They'll just play garbage time if needed. The Sixers did not send them down to the Delaware Bluecoats, which I thought was surprising to do. Because those two are both rookies, but apparently they surprised the Sixers enough to make the 53-man roster. But I think Michael Foster was the one to surprise me. Champagnie actually did not do too bad in the preseason, in my opinion. Y'all can come at me and disagree with me with that if you want, but I think Champagnie didn't do a bad job in the preseason. But here we go. Maxey has the ball, gets over to Montrezl Harrell, who checked into the game. Gets it over to James Harden. Harden looking. Harden coming inside. Harden looking. Try to get out to Montrezl Harrell, and Harrell could not handle it. And it'll be rebounded by the Celtics here. Number 4 kicks it out to Jaylen Brown in the corner for 3. That's no good, off the rim twice and off the backboard, and it's rebounded by the Sixers. Maxey gets it over to Harrell. Harrell backing up. Harrell up against Malcolm Brogdon. Harrell with the layup is no good, and it's rebounded by the Celtics. And Jaylen Brown with an absolute jackhammer up to the basket as he just slammed that ball into the rim. Here's James Harden with the ball. Harden looking. Harden going step back three here, and that is good for James Harden to give the Sixers the lead back by 1 with 4 minutes left to go here in the first. Marcus Smart bringing the ball down the other end here for Boston. Gets it over to Jaylen Brown. Gets it over to Brogdon. Over to Marcus Smart. Over to number 4, and blocked by Montrezl Harrell. Blocked by Montrezl Harrell. Tobias Harris trying to communicate traffic here. Harris coming inside. Harris up against Brogdon. Harris did put the shot in, but it will not count. Brogdon will get the foul, but it was a foul called on the floor instead of it being a shot attempt and a shooting foul. But it'll be an inbound pass here for the Sixers. But it actually was a shooting foul because Harris is going to the line for 2. And the first one for Tobias Harris is missed off the back of the rim. Daniel House and DeAnthony Melton to check into the game here for the Sixers. Not sure who's going out. Harden should be one of the players going. And Blake Griffin will also check in. Blake Griffin having to wear number 91. So James Harden having to stay. So James Harden stays in the game here for the Sixers. Second one for Harris is good that time. The Sixers will lead by 2. Almost 3.5 minutes left. 3.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Brogdon with the ball. Brogdon matching up against Daniel House. Kicks it out to Marcus Smart. Smart coming inside. Puts up a 2. No good. It's rebounded by Blake Griffin out to Smart. Smart matching up against Harris. Kicks out to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown shooting a 3. That's no good. And it's rebounded by Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin now with the ball. Gets it out to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown matching up against Harden. Comes inside. Brown spinning. Brown coming inside again. Has to get it off that time. And it'll be a shot clock violation here for the Celtics. But here we go as the inbound pass is in here for the Sixers. Harden has the ball here for Philly. Harden matching up. Harden step back 3. That is good for James Harden plus the foul. James Harden to the line for 1 more to make it a potential 4-point play. Foul going against Grant Williams. First one on Grant Williams. He's like, how? I didn't even do anything. Oh, shut up, Grant Williams. Shut up. But here we go. 2:51 left to go. Harden getting 1 more at the line here. Joe Mazzulla is the Celtics interim head coach, which is the youngest head coach in the NBA, having to replace Ime Udoka. The free throw is good at the line for James Harden. So just like that, the 4-point play was made by Harden, and the Sixers are up by 6. Brogdon with the ball here for Boston. Gets it over to Tatum. Back to Brogdon. Brogdon looking around a screen from Blake Griffin. Brogdon coming inside. Kicks it out to Derek White. Derek White kicking it out again. Brogdon, a 3. That's no good for Malcolm Brogdon. And it's rebounded by the Sixers. Harden with the ball here for the Sixers. Harden faked it over to Harrell, and that is good for James Harden. Absolutely faked it over to Harrell. And Harden had it himself and put in the bucket. Blake Griffin with the ball gets it over to Derek White. Derek White coming inside. Over to Blake Griffin, who got stripped. But the foul will be called against Montrezl Harrell. That'll be Montrezl Harrell's first of the game. Montrezl Harrell make much contact. Blake Griffin to go to the free throw line for 2. Blake Griffin signing a 1-year, $2.9 million deal in the offseason. First one for Blake Griffin is no good at the line. .207 left to go here in the first quarter. Sixers up 25-17 over the Celtics. And the second one for Blake Griffin is good. So now the Celtics will be down by 7. Two minutes left to go here in the first quarter. James Harden with the ball. Looking. Harden. Coming out of screen by Daniel House. Harden pump faking out to House. House for a 3. That's off the back of the rim, and it's no good. Rebounded by the Celtics. Derek White with the ball coming inside. White gets stripped. Melton's got it. Melton bringing it down the other end. Kicks it out to Niang. A 3. That's no good for George Niang. That was so close to going in, which it should have gone in either way. But Brogdon gets it out to Grant Williams at the corner for 3. That is good for Grant Williams. As apparently Melton did fall down, which was the reason why I think Grant Williams easily made the bucket from the corner. But James Harden with the ball here for the Sixers. Coming around the screen. Harden coming inside. Kicks out to Niang. Out to House. House back to Niang. Over to Harden. Harden. Step back. Not even close. And that will be a foul, though. Harden will get the foul call. And Harden will go to the free throw line, I do believe, because it was a shooting foul. Looks like the foul is coming against Blake Griffin. And it is easily a foul against Blake Griffin, and it was a shooting foul. Harden line for 3. First one's good for James Harden. James Harden has 14 of the Sixers, 26 points. So about half of the points for the Sixers have all come from James Harden. Which, you know what, I really like, because this has to be a bounce-back year for Harden. Has to show that he is officially healthy. As the second one's good from the line for Harden as well. But, we got to find the way to spread the ball around. Tobias Harris off to a good start. Harden pretty much just took over. And now starting to put some points up for the Sixers. 27-21 here. Philly's got the lead with almost a minute to go in the first. And the third one for the line for Harden is also good. And making a 28-21 lead for your Philadelphia 76ers at the TD Garden with a minute to go here in the first quarter. Derek White bringing it down the other end. Or rather, that's Jason Tatum, I should say. Tatum matching up with Montrezl Harrell. Tatum coming inside, kicks out. Blake Griffin. Over to Brogdon. Brogdon inside. Layup is good for Malcolm Brogdon. Here we go with James Harden ready to bring it down the floor. Harden with 16 points in the first quarter, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Harden coming inside. Gives it back out to Daniel House. House back to Harden. Harden back out to House. House coming inside. Daniel House. No sir on that one. And that will be back into Montrezl Harrell. House has it. House is surrounded. Can't get to go, but the foul will be called against Boston. So Daniel House go to the line for 2 with 21.5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. House tried to dunk it. Tatum saves that play out of bounds. Harrell got it over to House. And then House misses the layup, but House gets 2 free throws at the line because he did get fouled. First one for Daniel House is good at the line for him. And Thibault to check into the game as well here for the Sixers. Second one for Daniel House at the line is off the back of the rim and missed. As Tatum has the ball, and we'll bring it down the other end. Tatum matching up with Daniel House. Tatum. Still matching up with DeAnthony Melton. Yeah, that is DeAnthony Melton. And Tatum will be fouled easily. I think that will be against DeAnthony Melton. And it will be. Tatum so far with 7 points here in this first quarter. First one for Tatum at the line is good. And you already know that the Sixers are going to go ahead and try to put one more into the basket here as Blake Griffin will go back on the bench and Marcus Smart will check back into the game. Maxey check back into the game as well, so he will most likely start out the second quarter. Thibault ahead of the bench as well for the Sixers. Did what he could do on his first shift. And now Tatum with the second one at the line off the back of the rim. House with no chance to get that off, and it won't even count either way. And the Philadelphia 76ers will have the lead after the end of the first quarter over the Boston Celtics. Score after the first quarter between the two Eastern Conference rivals, 29-24. And your Philadelphia 76ers have a 5-point lead. Yeah, guys, James Harden is off to a phenomenal start in this game. He is off to a phenomenal start. 16 of the Sixers' 29 points have come from James Harden. I think this will change. Did I not see this? There we go. Thought I did that the first time. Turns out I didn't. But James Harden has had a very explosive first quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers. That's showing why James Harden shows that he has been working his you-know-what off in the offseason. That is showing you why. 16 points in the first. I will take that. That's what we got to see, but we need help around him. Tobias Harris had a good start, but then James Harden just took over. So we need Tobias to keep doing what he's doing, and B's got to step up. You know, Maxey, I think, has to take more shot attempts. PJ Tucker's got to step up as well in terms of the points. And, you know, we only have 1 point off the bench, and that came from Daniel House. No double-digit scores, though, for the Boston Celtics. But Tatum is their leading scorer with 8, followed up by Grant Williams with 5 points, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown with 4 points, and then Malcolm Brogdon with 2 points, and then Blake Griffin with 1 point with a 1 free throw from the free throw line. But yeah, man, this is a really competitive first quarter. Guys, if y'all have not done so, hit that like button on the stream, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new, and share the stream so we can bring more viewers onto this chat. Also, guys, if you are not done doing so, follow me on Twitter. Twitter handle's right there for you. Older viewers on the channel, you guys pretty much know the drill. And then same thing on Instagram, guys. Follow me on Instagram. Handle's right there. The Celtics do have the number 6 on the court to honor Bill Russell. RIP Bill Russell yet again. It's all about finding a way to get the win here in Boston and shutting up this Celtics crowd. This will be Doc Rivers' 3rd season as the Philadelphia 76ers head coach. Went 51-31 last season for a regular season record as a Sixers head coach. But here we go. The second quarter gets underway here. As I think that's Brogdon to bring it inside. Is able to get it up and in for 2. Just like that, the Celtics will have a 29-26 lead. But Maxey gets it over to Embiid to start off their first possession of the second quarter for the Sixers. Embiid with a shot time from the free throw line. That is good for Joel Embiid. Embiid trying to stop traffic here. Say, hey, man, get over here. Here we go. Here's Malcolm Brogdon coming inside, shoots a 2. That is good for Malcolm Brogdon. He might be a bench piece, but he can definitely do something for this bench up for the Celtics with Gallinari out. As Melton gets it over to Embiid. Embiid matching up with Grant Williams. Embiid coming inside. And this will be a foul against Grant Williams. This will just be an inbound pass, 2 on top of that. That'll be number 2 on Grant Williams tonight. Here we go. D'Anthony Melton inbound it, and he does inbound it here to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey back over to Melton. Melton coming inside. Melton a 2. That is good for D'Anthony Melton. Celtics will inbound it here to Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon trying to look to his right. Now looks back to his left. Gets it over to Tatum. Tatum shooting a 3. That's no good. Horford gets the rebound here. Brogdon a 3. That's no good at the top of the key. And Boston's going to retain possession here, but barely. 3 players were there, and it was easily out on the Sixers. If it was out on the Celtics, I would have been shocked. And the Sixers with another foul here going against them. And it'll be against Tyrese Maxey, it looks like. Maxey's like, come on, man, what did I do? And that'll be number 2 against Maxey tonight. And just like that, Malcolm Brogdon puts in a 2 to put Boston down by 3 straight on the inbound. There's Maxey with the ball here, matching up against Derek White. Maxey gets over to Embiid. Embiid looking. Embiid coming inside. Embiid trying to shoot 2. That's no good, and a foul's called against the Celtics. And Embiid to shoot 2 at the line here. Foul against Grant Williams, and I think that's number 3 on Grant Williams as well. Where Grant Williams not liking a lot of these calls that the officials are giving these players for Boston. Especially, I think, the 3 that Grant Williams has had so far tonight. And the first one for Joel Embiid is good at the line here. Grant Williams. Grant Williams looking like a little puppet talking to the ref out here. And Grant Williams is still PO'd. Noah Vonleh in the game here for Boston to replace Grant Williams. Grant Williams looked like a puppet talking to the official. Here we go. They're bringing it down the other end here. They're bringing it with Brogdon. Brogdon gets it over to Tatum. Tatum coming around the screen. Tatum shoots 2. That is good for Jason Tatum. Cuts it down to a 3-point deficit for the Celtics. There's Tyrese Maxey with the ball. Maxey shooting a deep 3. That's no good, and it hits off the back of the rim. Rebounded by the Celtics. Jason Tatum bringing it down the other end. Matching up against George Niang. Now goes against Daniel House. Around the screen is Tatum. Tatum coming inside. And then B absolutely just punches at that. And it'll be a foul against George Niang on that note. You know, Tatum just doing a good job of doing what he can do for this team. I mean, that's 10 points on the night for Tatum, and Tatum will miss the first free throw as well. But PJ Tucker will step back in here for George Niang. Hopefully trying to fix things up here for himself and get some points on the board here for him in the starting lineup. Again, Joe Mazzulla replacing Ime Udoka is the youngest head coach in the NBA out of any NBA team since he did end up replacing Ime Udoka after what Ime Udoka did. As the second one is good at the line for, I believe it was Jason Tatum. And Maxey breaks down the floor, gets it over to Embiid. Embiid looking. Embiid kicks out to Melton. Melton out to Embiid. Embiid looking. Embiid coming inside, spinning. And Embiid had that plucked away, but it will remain Sixers basketball with 4.2 on the shot clock. Got to give it to someone that can shoot. And Doc is trying to yell at his guys out here to step it up and get a little aggressive here with their shooting. But the inbound is in now. Embiid with the ball. Embiid having to take it himself. That's off the front of the rim. Tucker save it. The answer is no as he crashes into the Sixers bench. And the Celtics will take over with a resetting shot clock. Here we go. 9:07 left to go here in the second quarter. Celtics down by 2. Tatum to take the inbound here for the Celtics. Inbounds it now to Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon with the ball matched up against Tyrese Maxey. Brogdon gets it over to Tatum. Tatum back out to Brogdon. Brogdon. Out to number 4. Number 4 being Noah Vonleh, and that's going to be good for a 2-pointer for Vonleh as he ties this game up here with the Philadelphia 76ers for the Boston Celtics. And B gets out to Maxey. Maxey looking around the screen. Maxey back to Embiid. Embiid getting the ball back. Shot clock winding down. Embiid coming inside. And can the ball be picked up? Celtics have it. Tucker trying to grab at the ball. And finally, a timeout gets called. PJ Tucker is getting scrappy out there. PJ Tucker is getting scrappy out there. This is the man we expected out of PJ Tucker. He's getting scrappy. Oh, PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker just being the scrappy player that he is, man. That's what we want to see. Players that are determined to play the game. That's what we want to see right there. That's what I like to see. But let's go. Let's go, man. I mean, Tucker getting all scrappy. I'm liking it. Celtics out to a quick, however, 11 points. Sixers only with 6 points so far to begin the second quarter with 8:20 left to go. We'll see anything can happen with how many points the Sixers were able to put up in the first quarter. They were able to put up 29 when they had very few in the first few minutes, like the first 4 minutes. But yeah, guys, this game is going to be tight tonight, man. This game is going to be something. This game is going to be a tight one, as we can clearly see. With this one being tied up at 35 apiece, this game is going to be a tight one based on what we've seen so far. through what almost will probably be the first quarter and a half. Embiid trying to put up a little bit more production. Harden still at 16, probably taking quite a bit of a seat here. Now Tobias also kind of getting some rest time as well. Trying to rely a little bit on this bench here, see if they can step up. So this is like D'Anthony Melton, Daniel House, Montrezl Harrell yet to get his first bucket so far. But here we go. The game gets back on here as that bucket right there is good for the Boston Celtics. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was Jaylen Brown. But here we go with Maxey bringing this ball down the floor. Maxey looking around the screen from Embiid. Maxey a deep two. That is good for Tyrese Maxey. And Maxey will cancel out that run that the Celtics had in the last 2 minutes. 7:50 left to go here in the first half. Jaylen Brown around the screen. Jaylen Brown pump faking. Gets over to Horford. Back to Brown. Brown over to Horford. Horford over to number 4. Over to Marcus Smart. Smart over Embiid is good. And Marcus Smart will give the Celtics a 3-point lead here with 7.5 minutes to go. Maxey coming inside, lays one up and in. Cuts it back down to a 1-point deficit for the Sixers. 7:15 left to go here in the first half. Jaylen Brown shooting another 3. That's no good that time. But however, a foul will be called against the Sixers. Looks like it's going to be against D'Anthony Melton. And Melton causing the foul on Jaylen Brown. First one at the line for Jaylen Brown is good. Celtics back up to a 2-point lead because of that free throw by Jaylen Brown. 7:12 left here. Second one for Jaylen Brown is good. Looks like it was a 3-point attempt by Jaylen Brown because he'll take his third free throw at the line as well, so it was a 3-point attempt. For a second, I thought Jaylen Brown was going to miss the second one, but turns out he didn't. Third and final one for Jaylen Brown is good, so he makes all 3 of the lines, something that him and Harden were both able to do so far in this game tonight, when they both have had 3 free throw attempts. With Harden with the ball here back in the game, gets it over to Embiid. Embiid back to Harden. Harden kicking out to Maxey. Maxey out to Harris in the corner for 3. That's good for Tobias Harris. Cuts it back down to a 1-point deficit for the Sixers. Tatum with the ball. Tatum gets it over to Marcus Smart. Smart battling against Maxey. Smart looking. 4 options. Smart backing in. Shoots 2. It's missed. And B with the rebound gets it over to Harden. Harden bringing this ball down the other end. Harden slows down. Gives everyone time to get down the other end of the court. Harden step back 3. That is Dre. James the Beard Harden making his case. That give him 19 points tonight. Smart gets it over to Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown will be fouled here, I think, by... Looks like it's going to be a foul against Tobias Harris. Because for a second I thought it was against Joel Embiid, but they did show the camera on Tobias Harris for quite some time, and they're still showing it on him again, so... Foul will be against Tobias Harris, but no shooting foul. And no free throws for the Celtics as the inbound is in. Marcus Smart with the ball. Gets it over to Vonleh. Vonleh looking. Gets it over to Jason Tatum rather for a 3. That's no good. And it'll be out of bounds by the Celtics. Sixers ball. It's going the other way. Under 6 minutes to go. But here we go. James Harden with the ball is having a great first half so far. Harden gets it out to Embiid. Embiid over to Maxey. Maxey coming inside. Maxey with the layup is good. Tyrese Maxey able to get into the basket and able to put in another layup to put more points for him up here in the first half. Jaylen Brown coming inside, shoots a two. That is good off the backboard for Jaylen Brown to cut it down to a 2-point deficit for Boston. And here we go. There's James Harden with the ball. Harden spinning. Harden matching up against Tatum. Gets it over to Embiid. Embiid matching up against Vonleh. Embiid kicks out to Harris in the corner. Harris looking. Harris has to take the three and makes it. Tobias Harris. 14 for Tobias Harris in the first half. Under 5 minutes to go. Jaylen Brown with the two is good to answer for Boston. Got to play defense after you make the bucket, guys. Come on. Wake up a little bit here. And here's Harden with the ball. Gets out to Tucker. Tucker a two. That's good for P.J. Tucker. And finally, P.J. Tucker's first points of the game. Jaylen Brown with the ball here for the Celtics. Brown gets it out to Horford. Out to Tatum. A three. That's no good, and it's rebounded by the Sixers. Harden with the ball. Bring it down the other end. Harden looking. Flips it out to Maxey. Out to Embiid. Embiid's wide open for three and gets it to go. Joel Embiid with a big three here in the first half. Give him 8 points on the night. Jaylen Brown gets it over to Jason Tatum. Tatum back to Brown. Brown looking, matching up against Tobias. Tobias gets, or rather, Brown got it over to Horford. He was defended by Tobias, got out to Horford in the court for three. That one was good. And the Sixers will bring it down the other end here with James Harden. Harden around the screen. Harden putting moves on everybody. Gets him over to Embiid. Embiid spinning all over everyone. Embiid with the reverse, trying to go backwards with it. It was no good. No fouls called. Tatum bringing it down the other end. First layup for Tatum is good, plus the foul for Boston. Foul's called against Tobias Harris. And Tobias definitely did make contact with Jason Tatum. And Horford go to the bench here for the Sixers. Most likely. So Celtics might be going ahead and playing a little bit of small ball here in the last 3.5 minutes if no center comes in like Blake Griffin. And the extra point by Tatum is good at the line. So Sixers up by 2 here with 3.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Harden with the ball. Gets it over to Embiid. Embiid coming inside. Gets it over to Harden. Harden coming inside. Harden, the two. Harden cannot get it to go. Tucker gets the rebound. Out to Embiid. Embiid. Over to Tobias Harris. And Embiid is all tangled up with Marcus Smart. And this will easily be an inbound pass here for the Philadelphia 76ers. Here we go, 3:11 left to go here in the first half. Maxey inbounds it here to Harden. Harden around the screen from Embiid. Harden gets it over to Embiid. Embiid with the left is good, plus the foul. Joel Embiid saying, get me up off the floor. I'm going to the line. Get me up. Harden with a beautiful pass. Beautiful. That's why it's great to have him on your team. You love to see James Harden on your team, especially for playmaking. But here we go. Joel Embiid with the free throw at the line, and that one is good. Joel Embiid with 11 points here in the first half. Stepping up in a big way after, in my eyes, a pretty rough first quarter. But Embiid hopefully find his rhythm a little bit here in the first half with under 3 minutes to go. Tatum with the ball here for Boston. Tatum kicks it out to Grant Williams. Or rather, that's Brogdon. Brogdon spinning around Maxey. Brogdon putting up for two. It's good off the bank. Malcolm Brogdon finding a way to put in that bucket with 2:40 left to go here in the first half. Harden with the ball. He's had a phenomenal first half. Harden faking out Marcus Smart all day at 3. Missed by James Harden. Harden with a beautiful fake. I will give him credit for that. Derek White with the reverse layup was good. Or rather, that was Jason Tatum, not Derek White. And the Celtics are down by 1. And B gets this over to Maxey. Maxey gets it over to Harden. Harden. We'll throw that to absolutely nobody. I don't know what Joel Embiid's doing. You shouldn't be standing on the other end of the floor, Joel. You got to get the ball. You know Harden's going to go ahead and rely on you because you're the only on the other end down there to go ahead and get the ball. You're the only one down there to get it. Harden was counting on you, Joel. He was counting on you to get it. But yeah, guys, tight game here in the Garden. 1 point separates these two teams. 1 point, 1 bucket, whatever other adjective you want to use to describe how this game is going. But yeah, guys, appreciate everybody for coming through to the stream so far. If y'all haven't done so, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys did. Appreciate everybody for coming through the stream. If you guys have not done so, go and follow me on Twitter. Handles right there. Follow me on Instagram. Handles right there. Follow me on both social media platforms. But let's go. This is what I'm loving to see. I'm loving to see what we're working with right now when it all comes down to it. I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. Especially at James Harden. I'm loving what he's done so far in the first half. Made a huge impact in the first half. Has made a huge impact. Has made a huge impact in the first half so far for your Philadelphia 76ers. Harden with a huge first half here for Philly. But yeah, man, here we go. Let's keep this rolling. Let's keep this rolling here. Let's go. Here we go. 2:06 left to go here in the first half until halftime. Let's keep this rolling. Keep this rolling with the mentality and the mindset. We keep this rolling. It's going to be a tight game. We know it's going to be tight. We know it's going to be competitive. We know it's going to be every adjective that you could use to describe this game. We know that. We know that between these two rivals, that this is not going to be easy and players are going to be rusty. We understand this. But it doesn't mean we don't come out here and we don't fight. We don't fight for our lives. We don't fight to win the season opener. We don't do it. We come out here and play our game. We come out here and play the way that we want and need to play. And Doc is getting the team hyped up and getting the team fired up with the audio assist with TNT. Game back on here. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. Jaylen Brown with the ball. Coming inside. Brown spinning. Puts up a 2. That is good for Jaylen Brown after it bounced a couple times. And that is good for Jaylen Brown to get the Celtics back up in front by 1. Harden gets it over to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell over to Maxey. Maxey trying to go step back. Gets it over to Harden. Harden over to Harrell. Harrell looking, spinning. Harrell, a 2. No good. Rebounded by the Celtics. Blake Griffin-Haddy gets it over to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown faking out PJ Tucker. Brown, a 2. That's good for Jaylen Brown. But here we go. Harden bringing the ball down the other end. Harden. Trying to match up against Jason Tatum here. Harden. Round a screen from Harrell. Gets it over to Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl trying to handle it. Gets out to Tucker. Tucker back out to Harden. Harden's got to probably take this here. Harden's probably got to go step back or something. Got to release it. And Harden makes it. James Harden makes it. He is a grown man. Grown man in the first half right there. Just had to launch it up and just made a beautiful shot. Tying this up at 61. Jaylen Brown with the ball. Brown, a three. That's no good. Harden's got the rebound. Harden, bringing the ball down the other end. Over to Harrell. Harrell with the stab. Montrezl Harrell with a wide open running lane. He's probably going to walk to the net if he wanted to, with nobody around him. But here we go. Brogdon over to Marcus Smart. Smart matching up with Maxey. Sixers will have one more shot here after this one. Smart. And the foul will be called on the outside here. No shot attempt was out there, so it looks like it's going to be a foul against, I think, P.J. Tucker. It's between him and Maxey. It might have been against Maxey. It's either Maxey or Tucker it was called on. But it will be a shooting foul, it looks like, so. So Marcus Smart with an opportunity to tie this up going into the half. But here we go. 8.4 left to go here in the first half. First one is good at the line here for Marcus Smart. Smart with a chance to tie this up, and then the Sixers will have one more shot with 8.4 seconds left to go. But here we go. Blake Griffin going ahead and sitting down the bench here. 8.4 left to go. Marcus Smart with his second. Foul shot here at the foul line. Second one for Marcus Smart is good, and the game is all tied up. They'll inbound here to Harden, and Harden will pick it up. Harden with the ball. Harden with one more shot. Harden for three. Oh, Harden will miss it. We are all tied up at halftime at 63 apiece between the two Eastern Conference rivals, the Sixers and the Celtics. But man, what a first half we have had so far, ladies and gentlemen. What a first half we have had so far. It is now halftime, ladies and gentlemen, so let me go ahead and change the scoreboard real quick. Harden with a phenomenal first half here for the Philadelphia 76ers. Harden with a phenomenal and beautiful first half. 63 all at halftime. But yeah, but a beautiful first half regardless. I know we're all tied up, but man, what did I just watch out of number one for the Sixers? What did I just watch? Oh my gosh. James Harden is a menace to these Celtics right now. 3 players in double figures for the Sixers here. James Harden leading the way, though, with 22 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Tobias Harris following that with 14 points and 2 rebounds. Joel Embiid with 11.6 rebounds and 3 assists. Tyrese Maxey with 9 points, no rebounds, and 2 assists. PJ Tucker with 2 points, 3 rebounds. No assists for him, by the way. That's why I kind of said nothing about the assist last time for PJ Tucker. And then D'Anthony Melton with just 2 points straight up, and then same going to Montrezl Harrell. And then Daniel House with a point and a rebound for the Philadelphia 76ers as that rounds out your scoring for your Philadelphia 76ers in the first half. And now we look over to the Celtics side here. Jaylen Brown leading the way for the Celtics with 18 points, a rebound, and an assist each. Jason Tatum with 16 points, 4 points, and a rebound. Malcolm Brogdon with 10 points, a rebound, 2 assists off the bench. Marcus Smart with 8 points, no rebounds, 5 assists. Grant Williams with 5 points straight up. Al Horford with 3 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Noah Vonleh with 2 points and 2 rebounds. No assist, by the way, for Vonleh in the first half here. Blake Griffin with a point, 4 rebounds, and an assist. And then everyone else so far with goose eggs in the first half in terms of points. Now in terms of the team stats here, the Philadelphia 76ers are shooting the ball 50% from the field to the Celtics 55%. Sixers shooting the ball 45% from 3 to the Celtics 27%. Sixers are shooting the ball 82% from the free throw line to the Celtics 81%. Celtics are out-rebounding the Sixers 17-15, and the Sixers and Celtics are tied offensively with offensive rebounds at 4 apiece. Celtics with more assists than the Sixers 12-8. Sixers with more blocks than the Celtics 3-2. Sixers with more steals than the Celtics 4-3. Celtics are winning the turnover battle 7-4. Celtics have way more points in the paint, almost double the amount of the Sixers, 34-18. And then 25 personal fouls called in the first half, 13 on the Sixers and 12 on the Celtics. No wonder why it was a slow-moving first half, because of all the foul calls, 25 combined. That is insane. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take the halftime break like we did in the preseason. We're doing the same thing here in the regular season. Guys, you know the drill. Like we've done for other sporting events. Go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you guys need to do in order to get ready for the second half between these two Eastern Conference rivals. What a game I just witnessed, and what a first half that I just witnessed right there out of the beard, #1, James Harden. What a first half for that man. That's my player of the first half right there. But ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a halftime break. I'll see you back here for the second half. Let's go Sixers! All right, guys, we're back here, ready to go here for the second half. We had a comment here at halftime, so we'll go ahead and read that off real quick. From Bleachers saying that the Phillies are still tied 0-0 against the Padres in the third. Hey, that's going to be a tough battle, man. All these games will be a tough battle by any means. This is the National League Championship Series for a reason. Both teams are expected to play tough. It's pretty much a pitcher's battle at this point. We'll see how the game goes as the innings move on. Second half about ready to get started here. Well, here we go, man. Let's go. But you know, that Phillies game is going to be a tough game. Same with this Sixers game right here. Both of these games are going to be tough. All right, guys. Second half probably about to get started here soon after this commercial. After these commercials, these boring commercials as always. But yeah, man. At the end of the day, I mean, tough game here going into the second half. I'm not gonna lie. This game's gonna come down to the wire. The Celtics team is probably going to be really good this year, especially when Gallinari and Robert Williams come back. That team's going to be even better. But yeah, man, should be a good second half here, regardless on who wins. But hopefully the second half starts up soon here. Appreciate the 2 people for still sticking through in the chat. Here we go. Start of the third quarter about to begin. James Harden with an electrifying first half here. James Harden so far playing like the number 1 option and back to hopefully what will be healthy Harden form. James Harden with a phenomenal first half start. Celtics to inbound this here and get the second half started. And the second half is underway. Celtics will have the ball to start off. Derek White will have it here for Boston. Derek White gets it over to Jaylen Brown. Out to Marcus Smart. Out to Tatum. Tatum gets over to Al Horford. Horford back to Tatum. Tatum coming inside. Tatum puts up a reverse layup. That's no good. And everyone's tangling up with Embiid. But the foul and Taylor are going to be up against Marcus Smart. And Smart's trying to get into Embiid's face. And same with Jaylen Brown. And things are heated here in the TD Garden. And everyone will separate everything. I'm not sure what they're chanting here. Foul on Marcus Smart here. So then know that there's definitely going to be a foul against Marcus Smart. They definitely do know that. But they're trying to check out the extra stuff that occurred. I mean, B did not mean to hit Marcus Smart just because he couldn't do it because Smart was tangling with him. So I'd give Marcus Smart like a flagrant right here or something. I'd give Smart a flagrant. I don't think Embiid deserves to get anything for it because, I mean, he couldn't control his temper. I mean, there's nothing Joel can do. And Marcus Smart grabbing the arm, though. But yeah, we'll see what the call is here. They're still trying to look at this here, see if a flagrant or a technical or something like that will be assessed. But we'll still see what the call is here. They're still looking over this. I mean, B couldn't handle for the fact that Smart fell on the ground. So a technical on Marcus Smart, and that's the only thing. And B does not get anything here because he really didn't start the action. It was all on Marcus Smart. So a technical foul against Marcus Smart here to start of the second half here, as he was the one tangling with Embiid here. Just only 19 seconds into the second half. And Smart and Brown both having a talk with the official. James Harden to go to the line here. That technical free throw is good by James Harden. That's another foul against Marcus Smart here. So it was a technical free throw by Harden, and then possession for the Sixers. Maxey inbounds it here to Harden, and Harden to take it down the floor. Harden with the ball, gets it over to Maxey. Maxey gets it over to Harden. Harden around an Embiid screen, gets it over to Maxey. Maxey back to Harden, over to Embiid. Embiid shooting a 2. That's good for Joel Embiid. Push the foul. Joel Hans Embiid. Foul's called against Al Horford. I think that's going to be his third. Lucille, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Said Marcus Smart can be a real punk at times. I'm not a fan. He's just really he's just really picky. I know. And the foul fest continues here in Boston. But it goes on the Sixers side now. Marcus Smart still talking with the official. Embiid trying to get a piece of the ball. And then fell and hit Marcus Smart's arm. His left arm. It'll be an inbound pass here for Boston. Horford gets it over to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown over to Smart. Smart over to Tatum. Tatum matching up with Harden. Tatum shoots a 2. That's good for Jason Tatum. That was high arcing as well. 11 minutes left to go. Only a minute into the second half here. Tatum with 18 points on the night. Maxey gets it back to Harden after Harden gave it to him. Harden over to Embiid. Embiid looking. Embiid, a 3. No good for Joel Embiid, and rebounded by the Celtics. Derek White gets it out to Horford. Horford coming inside, battling with Embiid, gets it up, and misses the layup. Embiid got the rebound and got it over to Harden. Harden puts it over for Tobias Harris. Harris, a 2. That's no good off the front rim, and it's rebounded by the Celtics. Tatum over to Derek White. White coming inside for 2, and that is good, plus the foul. And that'll put the Celtics back in front. And Maxey now complaining about this call. That'll be 4 personal fouls on Maxey tonight. It's not the best start for Maxey to begin the season. 9 points, 4 fouls for Maxey. 10-14 left to go. The free throw by Derek White's no good. And it'll just be a 1-point leader for the Celtics. Harden to bring the ball down the floor. Gets it over to Maxey. Maxey around an Embiid screen. Maxey coming inside. Maxey a 2. No good off the front rim. Rebounded by the Celtics. And they'll get down the other end. Smart will miss it, and it'll be fouled by James Harden. And the Sixers will use a timeout here to talk things over. It won't surprise me if Maxey gets put to the bench after the timeout by Doc Rivers. It will not surprise me. Because Maxey's in with 4 personal fouls right now. And you can't foul this man out whatsoever. He's a valuable piece to the team. Can't get fouled out whatsoever. So I will not be surprised if Doc Rivers goes ahead and lets Maxey sit on the bench for a few minutes, and hopefully have Maxey adjust here in the few minutes here in the second half and between the third and the fourth quarter. Homer Bryce Harville, let's go. Feels like 1-0. I'm telling you, it's the underdog mentality. It's the underdog mentality right now in terms of the baseball side. It's the underdog mentality, I'm telling you. It's the underdog mentality we have, man. Yeah, man. So far in this game, it's getting a little chippy here. It's getting a little chippy. It's getting a little chippy here. But yeah, man, it's getting a little chippy here in the second half. I'm telling you guys, it's not going to surprise me if Maxey sits on the bench for a couple minutes. It's not going to shock me. He's sitting with 4 personal fouls. 2 more of those and he'll be fouled out of the game. In the opener, a lot of personal fouls here called in the whole game as a whole. There were 25 in the first half. That's got to be a record. And now that's got to be like a top 3, top 5, maybe top 10. But now they look at Joel Embiid here. Embiid just being very physical. But some of these buckets have been some struggles here for Embiid, and then he got a little chippy with Marcus Smart. Smart to take his 2 free throws at the line, and the first one is good for him to give the Celtics a 2-point lead over the Sixers with 9:54 left to go here in the third quarter. And the second one for Smart is going to be missed off the back of the rim, and it'll just be a 2-point Celtics lead. Under 9:50 left to go. Harden bringing the ball down the floor. Harden gets it over to Embiid. Embiid taking a 2. That's good for Joel Embiid and ties this game up at 68 points apiece. Each team with 5 points here to begin the second half. But here we go. Here's Jason Tatum with the ball. Gets it over to Marcus Smart, over to Derek White. Derek White looking for options. Finds Tatum, matching up with Tucker. Tatum spinning. Tatum taking a 2. That is good for Jason Tatum. It doesn't get much better than that with playing defense by P.J. Tucker. Maxey trying to answer with a 3. Does not do so. Rebounded by the Celtics. Jaylen Brown with the ball. Brown coming inside. Brown laying up a 2. That is good for Jaylen Brown. As Tobias Harris falls down, the Celtics will lead it by 4. Sixers have got to answer right now. Harden with the ball. Coming inside. Harden reverses it out to Embiid. Embiid wide open for 3. That's no good. And the Celtics rebound. Can we please put in our buckets, guys? Please. Horford kicks it out to Jaylen Brown. Out to White in the corner for 3. No good. Embiid rebounds. Gets out to Tobias Harris. Harris out to Harden. Harden coming inside. Harden trying to get out to Embiid. Embiid a 2 is good. Joel Embiid puts the Sixers back down by 1 score. Horford gets it over to Smart, over to Tatum. Tatum matching up with Tucker. Tatum spinning. And Tatum will be fouled. It's between Harden and Tucker, and it looks like it's going to be up against P.J. Tucker. Looks like Tucker got his hands in there just a little too much. With the foul being called on that note. Tatum with an opportunity to increase the lead for Boston, or rather it's going to, never mind, it will be Jason Tatum. So far it's a 2-point lead here in favor of the Celtics. Tatum's first free throw is good at the line. It'll be a 3-point lead here for Boston with 8:06 left to go here in the third quarter. Left to go here. Tatum with the second free throw. That one's good as well. And the Celtics with a 4-point lead here with 8:06 left to go here in the third quarter. But here we go. Harden with the ball. Gets it over to Embiid. Embiid back to Harden. Harden being guarded by Jaylen Brown. Harden around the screen out to Harris. Harris pump faking out to Tucker. Back to Harris. Someone's got to take the shot. Embiid with the ball. Coming inside and loses it. Derek White's got it out to Tatum. Tatum just taking it all the way. I don't know what Harden's doing, not playing defense, but Celtics lead it by 6 now with the layup by Jason Tatum with 7.5 minutes left. Harden with the ball. Loses it. Gets it back. Out to Embiid. Embiid back to Harden. Harden around the screen. Harden coming inside. Harden putting it up for 2. That is good for James Harden. 4-point game here in the TD Garden. Smart gets it over to Tatum. Tatum coming inside. Tatum flips it out. Horford, a 3. No good. Sixers rebound. Under 7 minutes to go here in the third. Harden with the ball down the other end. Harden. Try to get it out, and it was plucked. Brown, and he will slam it for 2. Celtics back up to a 6-point lead. Maxey needs a man to come down and get the ball. And a timeout will be called by the Sixers. Sixers need to talk things over. Maxey tried to hustle. Maxey's like, I'm not even going to bother getting a 5th. And this is a struggle here for the Sixers coming out of the first half. But yeah, man. Sixers came out of the second half and they're coming out slow. We got to pick up the pace a little bit. We got to pick things up. We can't be this sluggish, man. We're playing really sluggish right now. Coming out of the second half. The first half, we pretty much played with a lot of energy. In the second half, we're coming out playing very sloppy. Turnovers, anything that goes against the Sixers in terms of playing a factor for the Celtics. It's how the second half has gone so far for Philly. At the end of the day, man, something's got to change here for the Sixers, and that's what they're talking over on the bench here. But yeah, man. At a commercial break right now. Celtics with, I think, what is a 6-point lead. Coming out of the half real sluggish. I mean, Joel Embiid not with the best of games so far in the first game of the season. But, I think Joel Embiid is just trying to shake off some rust. I mean, I know he's played in like two of the 4 preseason games, I think. If not 3 out of the 4. But like he's going up against starters now. I understand all that. And B's going up against the starters for the Celtics now. And the Celtics are definitely a scrappy team by any means. They definitely are a scrappy team. We just got to get back to doing what we do, and got to get back to our rhythm here. Coming out of the second half, we're being really sluggish. Can't do that pretty much the remainder of the game. Can't do it. Cannot continue to be this sluggish, man. But here we go. Sixers will take the inbound here. It looks like they did make an adjustment and did take Maxey out, so Melton's in for the Sixers. They got Melton running with the starters here. So Harden with the ball now for the Sixers, coming around the screen. Harden shooting a 2. That's good for James Harden, and it's back down to a 4-point deficit for Philly. 27 points for Harden. He's having a phenomenal game. Marcus Smart with the ball. Gets it over to Derek White. Derek White matching up with DeAnthony Melton. And Tobias Harris will be called for the foul as he shoves Marcus Smart down with 6:05 left to go here in the third. More free throws coming here for Marcus Smart. Here we go, 6:05 left to go here in the third quarter. First free throw is good for Marcus Smart. It's a 5-point lead for Boston. Because now Maxi's got 4 fouls in this game, they now have DeAnthony Melton running with the starting unit of Harden, Tucker, Harrison, and Embiid. They're giving Maxey a few minutes on the bench to figure things out. And the second one is good for Marcus Smart as well, so it's a 6-point Celtics lead, 80-74. 6 minutes left to go. Harden gets it over to Melton, over to Harris. Harris back to Harden. And Horford's colliding with Tucker. Tucker and Horford collide. And Horford is the one to be called for the foul. And that'll be number 4 on Horford tonight, so he will head to the bench. But here we go. Melton to go ahead and inbound this here for the Sixers. We'll inbound this now to Harden, and here we go. The clock continues to tick. Harden with the ball. Harden kicking out to Tucker in the corner for 3. That time it's good for P.J. Tucker. And just like that, the deficit for the... Oh, wow, that was a long 2. So surprisingly, that was not a 3. They called a long 2 for Tucker. Here we go. Brogdon getting this in. Out to Tatum. A 2. That is good for Jason Tatum. Tatum has also been pretty efficient as well tonight. It would have helped if Tucker would have got the 3, but apparently it was a long 2 according to what the score says. As Embiid will now be fouled here. By Vonleh now. Yeah, it is Vonleh. Vonleh now being called for the fouls. Embiid was trying to shoot it. Embiid's got to figure things out here. And the first one is good for Joel Embiid at the line for the Sixers. Sixers trying to cut this back down to 4. Here we go. With Embiid trying to go ahead and make the second one and cut it down to a 4-point deficit, which he does do so indeed. So it's a 4-point deficit for the Sixers. 82-78. Celtics with the lead. 5:10 left to go in the third quarter. Marcus Smart with the ball around the screen by Vonleh. Kicking out to Tatum. Back to Smart. A 3. That's no good off the back of the rim. Smart with the rebound. Kicks it out. Jaylen Brown. A 3. No good. And Harden gets the rebound that time. And that's what we need. Big-time defense. Harden. Try to get it over to Embiid. Hits it off of Tatum. Tatum. Easy layup for Tatum. Where is the defense? Why are we letting them get easy layups? Can we please, for the love of God, play defense here? But here's Harden with the ball. Harden gets it over to Embiid this time. Embiid spinning. Trying to get that out. And Harden doesn't bother running after it. That's another turnover. Brogdon out to Brown. Brown being guarded by Harden. Brown will be kicked out. We'll kick it out to Smart. A 3. That's good for Marcus Smart. Jeez Louise. And nothing going Philly's way here in the second half. Philly only with 15 second half points. Boston with 24. Melton with the ball here for the Sixers. Melton, a 3. That's no good for DeAnthony Melton. It's rebounded by Jason Tatum. for the Celtics. Tatum, step back three. That's good for Jason Tatum. And oh my goodness gracious. Jeez Louise. Sixers are getting smacked in the mouth. This is a scrappy team, man. I'm telling you. Here's Harden with the ball. Harden. Looking. Harden coming inside. And there'll be a foul here against Malcolm Brogdon. He talks with the official now. Like, dude, calm down. You guys are up 12 points. Like, what are you complaining to the official for? What are you complaining to the official for? You literally are up by 12 points. What do you have to complain about? But here we go. Harden up back to the line for two. First one is good for James Harden. We need every bucket we can get right now. We need every single bucket we can get. Daniel House and Montrezl Harrell check back into the game here. James Harden with 28 points tonight. Again, Harden's having a phenomenal game. We need more help around him, though. Someone come out here and help him out. Second one for Harden is good at the line to cut it down to a 10-point deficit for Philly. Sixers got to play their defense right now. Must play their defense right here. Brogdon with the ball here, bringing it down the other end. Gets it over to, I think that was Tatum. Tatum coming inside. Harrell strips it, and Harris has it. Tobias coming inside. Harris, a two. It's no good. Harris trying to get the rebound, cannot do so. Marcus Smart has it, gets it over to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown looking. Brown will lose the ball. It was hit off his knee, and the Sixers will get it here with 2:58 left to go in the third. Sixers need every bucket they can get. Got to get right back in it with this Celtics team. Got to. There's James Harden with the ball. Harden looking. Still looking. Matching up with Grant Williams. Harden coming inside. Still looking. Harden gets it up and puts it in for two. James Harden. I think that's a 30 bomb for Harden here in the first game, if I am not mistaken. If not that, 29 points. Smart coming inside, though. Out to Brogdon. Kicking it out. Blake Griffin, a three. That's good for Blake Griffin. Jeez Louise. Or rather, that was Grant Williams. I thought it was Blake Griffin. It was Grant Williams, though. But, man, this is just one. This is a sloppy second half so far for the Sixers. But Harden here with the ball. Harden looking. Sixers shooting 50% from the field. Harden gets it over to Melton. Melton has to get back to Harden here. Harden probably has to take the shot attempt. Fakes some out. And Harden with the three cannot get it. Melton can't get it either, but it'll be out by Brogdon here for the Celtics. So the Sixers will get it back with 14 on the shot clock. They're going to have Derek White come back in the game as well. Exchange here a little bit. The Celtics. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the third. 11-point game here in Boston. Derek White checking back into the game. And they'll inbound it now to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell matching up with Grant Williams. Gets it over to Harden. Harden over to Harrell. And Harrell with tons of contact, and they're going to call it an offensive foul. I don't know how. Let me see. Yeah, that'll be an offensive foul. And a timeout will be called. Probably another one by Philly. Minute 50 left to go here in the third. I mean, so far, 29 points for the Celtics in the third quarter. For the Sixers, only 19. So the Sixers are just getting punched in the throat. James Harden might be back and might be, finding a way to do his thing, but no one's helping him out whatsoever. Nobody's helping him out. I mean, it was starting to be Tobias Harris. it's kind of trying to be Joel Embiid. Embiid's trying to do what he can. Everyone's trying to do what they can do in this first game. Everyone's trying to do their job here, man. I mean, this really is no bad team we're going up against by any means. This really isn't a bad team. This is actually going to be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference this year. I feel it. This is going to be one of the best teams in the East. Jason Tatum, however, just being something in this game tonight. Jason Tatum has just been something. 31 overall, 8 points in the first half of each of the first 2 quarters, and then 15 in this quarter. Grant Williams gets it over to Tatum. Tatum being guarded by Harrell, shoots a 2, and that's a high arcing 2, and it was still good. It doesn't get better than that. I mean, Harrell doesn't want to go ahead and cause a foul. Tatum now with 33 points on that note. As Harden's now with the ball. Sixers down by 13. Harden gets it over to Harrell. Harrell out to Melton. Melton, step back 2. That's no good, and is rebounded by the Celtics again. Tatum coming inside. Tatum stepping outside. A 3. No good that time, and the Sixers will rebound. Harden with the ball. Gets it out to Niang. Niang spinning. Out to Melton. Melton, a 3. That's good for DeAnthony Melton. Hopefully that was a 3. And yes, it will be to put the Sixers down by 10. Almost 40 seconds left to go here in the third. Brogdon with the ball. Brogdon puts it up for 2. No good. Brogdon shooting it again. Can't get it to go. Brogdon will take 2 free throws up the line. Brandon, man, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Say hello. I hear the Sixers looking good. It's not looking good right now, man. I mean, the Sixers are down by 10. Even though this score right here says 63 all, Sixers are down by 10, though, 95 to 85. I change the score after every quarter. As the first one for Brogdon will be good at the line here for Boston. And Blake Griffin to step in here for Jason Tatum. So hopefully we get a little break off Tatum, and hopefully we can find a way to come back a little bit. Depending how long Tatum will be checked out of the game for Boston, they're probably going to have Maxey out too. Unless if he's just talking to Doc Rivers, but I doubt that. They'll actually put Maxey on the other side. Second free throw is good for Malcolm Brogdon. Maxey will bring the ball down the floor here for the Sixers. Maxey looking for options, matching up with Derek White. Maxey still looking. Maxey still looking here. Maxey trying to find an option. Kicks it out to Niang. Niang coming inside, shoots a 2. No good. And a foul will be called against Montrezl Harrell. And that'll be Montrezl Harrell's 3rd of the game. Blake Griffin to go to the free throw line for 2. If Harrell does not make that contact to the face area of... If Harrell doesn't make contact to the face area of Blake Griffin, then that's probably not a foul. And Harrell could have probably maybe got the rebound if he was quick enough to get it. Grant Williams to actually take the free throw here. First one is missed off the back of the rim. 8.9 left to go in the third quarter. Embiid's sitting down for a little bit. We'll probably get back in the game soon because I think we need everything we can get out of Embiid with 3 personals on Montrezl Harrell. Maxey, though, taking the ball, and Maxey's able to take it coast to coast, and the foul as well to cut it down to hopefully 10. That'll be number 2 against Blake Griffin tonight. Maxey taking that ball coast to coast, and he's like, it's all right. It's just a bucket. I mean, Maxey knows he's not having the best of games here in game number 1 of the season. 3.9 left to go. Thibault checks into the game here. But Maxey issued the extra free throw, and that will be good at the line. 3.9 left to go. Celtics try to get this off quick. Derek White over to Blake Griffin. It'll be missed at the rim. And we head to the fourth quarter here. Sixers down by 10, 98-88 in favor of the Boston Celtics. Tough game here for the Sixers, but tough second half for them as well. Celtics able to put up 35 in the third quarter. Sixers to put up 25, but overall Celtics up by 10, 98-88. Yeah, man, it's not looking that good right now, but hopefully the fourth quarter will change everything here. Still got 12 minutes to take the lead, but I'm not sure what the Sixers are going to be able to do against the Celtics team going into the fourth quarter because Celtics are bringing everything. They're bringing everything to the table. I mean, regardless, though, the fact that Sixers are not really playing the best game, I know they're just probably shaking off the rust and all that. James Harden's having a great game, though, regardless. I mean, definitely has like 30 points by now. Definitely probably has over 30, so if he comes back in, he might be close to 40 points for this game overall. But yeah, man, I mean, it's tough for the Sixers here. You know, we're just kind of shaking off the rust, I think. I mean, the Sixers haven't played up the starting competition for 48 minutes yet. After all, this is the first game, so it is what it is. But we need a big-time, like, wake-up call from some of our players going into the fourth, especially in particular Maxey and Embiid. It's going to be tough for Maxey to get a wake-up call based on how many fouls he's on. He's on 4 fouls right now, so it's going to be hard to get a wake-up call by Maxey. But Joel Embiid has got to wake up in the fourth. He has got to wake up in the fourth quarter here. So Ime Udoka is actually suspended for the entire season. So Joe Mazzulla is going to have to be the manager for the Celtics for the entire season. He actually played college basketball at West Virginia. He was also a college and G League assistant from 2011 to 2017. He was the Celtics assistant in 2019. And like they said, the youngest head coach in the NBA right there. But Embiid is officially back in the game here for the Sixers, but looks like 2 early free throws coming up here from Tyrese Maxey. It looks like he got fouled really quick here to start this off. Maxey, the first one at the line, is good. Joel Embiid trying to hopefully get his team back in this one. I'm not sure how well Joel Embiid's going to do, though. I mean, he's probably exhausted right now. Maxey's second one is also good to put the Sixers down by 8. But here we go. Derek White with the ball now, matching up with Daniel House, gets it over to Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin over to, well, it was Brogdon, and that's a turnover for Boston. House has it here for Philly. Gets it out to Maxey. Maxey looking, gets out to Embiid, back to Maxey. Maxey around the screen. Maxey wide open two. That's no good, and it's rebounded by the Celtics. Derek White here with the ball. White kicking out to Blake Griffin. Griffin gets it over to Brogdon. Brogdon gets it out to Griffin. A three. No good, and it's rebounded by Joel Embiid for the Sixers. 11 minutes to go. Maxey out to Niang. Niang a three. That's no good. Joel Embiid just swatted that back out to Maxey. It was at half court. It looks like it's going to be a foul against Brogdon here. And I think this would be a shooting foul, so someone should go to the line here for the Sixers. They will call it, though, against Brogdon. Actually, there was no shooting foul. So Maxey with the ball now on the inbound. Maxey with the layup is good. Maxey cuts it down to 6. Sixers trying to hustle here and get back in this game. Maxey with 16 points in this one. Brogdon around the screen, coming inside. Brogdon kicks out to Grant Williams. Williams barely keeping his footing in. Brogdon is cornered in solitary confinement. Williams trying to go for a three. It is good for Grant Williams. That would have helped the Sixers if that would have missed by Grant Williams, but it's a good shot by Grant Williams at the end of the day. But Maxey here with the ball. Maxey around the screen. Maxey back to Embiid, over to Maxey. Maxey inside, a 2 for Maxey. That is good. Tyrese Maxey cutting this down to a 7-point deficit. And Brogdon puts it up for 2. That is an easy running lane for Malcolm Brogdon. Puts the Celtics back up by 9. Maxey bring this ball down the other end. Maxey out to his left. A step back, and it'll be an offensive foul called here against Daniel House, probably an illegal screen. That'll be Daniel House picking up the personal foul here on that note. But 9:49 left to go here in the fourth quarter and the entire game as a whole. Jaylen Brown back in the game as well here for Boston. Looks like he'll match up with Daniel House here. Sam Hauser. Looks like he's in the game too for Boston. But Brogdon gets it over to Jaylen Brown. Back to Brogdon. Brogdon around the screen. Brogdon flips it out to Jaylen Brown. Over to Brogdon. Brogdon coming inside. Brogdon over to number 4 to Jaylen Brown for 3. No good. Rebounded by the Sixers. Embiid's got it. And Embiid put absolutely nowhere in no man's land. And it's an easy layup up and in for Jaylen Brown. But under 9:10 left to go. Embiid just left it out there. Out to Maxey. Maxey's taking the pump fake, and look out. Looks like Maxey's going to take 3 if this is a shooting foul in this case. It should be a shooting foul because Maxey did end up releasing it. That should be a shooting foul, though, by Derek White. So Maxey should be at the line for 3. I know Maxey pump fake, but he got the ball out of his hands, though. They're going to rule it as a foul on the floor. Melton inbounds it to Niang, over to Maxey. Maxey over to Embiid. Embiid coming inside, spinning out to Maxey. Maxey at the top of the key. 4-3. That's good for Tyrese Maxey. Cutting this back down to 8. Maxey trying to keep putting points up here for the Sixers. Here's Derek White. Derek White gets it over to Grant Williams, kicks it out to Jaylen Brown. A 3. That is good for Jaylen Brown. Here's Tyrese Maxey with the ball again. Maxey coming inside, flips out to Embiid. Embiid shoots a 3. That's no good for Joel Embiid, and it's rebounded by the Celtics. Derek White with the ball. White out to Brogdon. Brogdon, a 2. That's good for Malcolm Brogdon. Celtics now with a 13-point lead. And here we go. Maxey with the ball. Maxey gets out to Embiid. Embiid looking. Embiid trying to get inside. Embiid with the 2 is good. And Jaylen, or rather that's not Jaylen Brown. That's Vonleh. Slow to get up after Embiid did end up laying back and ended up hitting Vonleh. And Embiid also did kind of hit Vonleh in the face, which as of right now they did not call. Hopefully Vonleh's okay. Embiid on the bench here. Sam Cassell trying to have a word with Joel Embiid here. Vonleh continuing to play here because with Al Horford now in foul trouble Al Horford in foul trouble for Boston. Schwarber homers, 2-0 Phillies. Let's go. Is Darvish still in, or did they take him out? For the pitcher for the Padres, is he still in, or did they take him out? Someone let me know in the chat. But here we go. Brogdon bringing the ball down the other end. Brogdon, easy running lane, but he missed the layup. Maxey barely got his hands in there. But Maxey with the ball, coming around into Embiid's screen. Maxey, a 2 got blocked. Vonleh, I think, got his hands in there. But here's Jaylen Brown coming inside. A 2 is good. Jaylen Brown. And this one is continuing to close in the season opener, looking like the Sixers are going to fall to the Celtics unless they really rally on a big run. But Melton with the ball gets it over to Embiid. Embiid out to Daniel House, out to Niang in the corner for 3. That's good for George Niang. Huge 3 by George. 10-point game here in the TD Garden. Harris waiting for his moment to get back on the field. Same with James Harden, I think. So hopefully they can help the Sixers rally here. As Derek White coming inside. White gets it over to Grant Williams. Grant Williams, a 2 is good, plus the foul. And now I think that's the time where Tobias Harris and James Harden get their butts back in the game right now. And this will be an opportunity at a 13-point game here. Grant Williams makes the bucket with the and 1 coming up as well. Darvish is still in. Man, that feels good. That feels good, man. I'm not going to lie. That feels good to get 2 homers on Darvish. First one by Harper, and now a 488-footer by Kyle Schwarber. That is crazy. Feels great to get 2 on Darvish. Looks like Harden and Harris to get back in this game here for the Sixers. Hopefully they both can help the Sixers rally, but they're running out of time to put points up. They also got to play defense on Boston as well. They got to find a way. They don't have much time to figure things out here. Sixers don't have that much time to figure things out. They got to figure things out now. But yeah, guys, the door for the Sixers is closing inch by inch by inch. Harrison Harden to come back in this game, hoping that the Sixers can rally because those two have been, in my eyes, the top scorers for this team so far. But yeah, I think looks like we're going to bring Harrison Harden back into this game. Probably all the stars will be in if the Sixers want to rally like right now. They also got to play defense, which is also the problem with this offense from the Celtics being just so explosive in this game. That's the only problem that the Sixers will have. It's the only problem. Celtics have this explosive of a team on the offensive side of the ball, and the defensive side of the ball, they've just been really scrappy. Vonleh trying to be the factor of the center position for Al Horford with Al Horford in foul trouble. And I will say Vonleh is doing a good job right now for Boston. He's doing a good job. I got to give credit where credit's due. Looks like Maxi's all mic'd up. Everyone's all mic'd up here. Here we go. Grant Williams gets the and one free throw. It is good. Now all the stars are pretty much back in. Maxey with the ball gets it out to Harden. Harden looking. Harden will get it over to Embiid. Embiid trying to get it by Jaylen Brown. Embiid spinning, laying this up, misses the layup. Are you kidding me? Derek White with the rebound here. Gets out to Smart. Smart out to Tatum. Tatum a three off the back of the rim and missed. Sixers down 13. They must rally right now. Maxey out to Harris. Harris wide open a three. No good, and it's rebounded by the Celtics again. And Marcus Smart gets this over to Tatum, and Harden got a piece of that. Tried to get it over to Blake Griffin, and Harden will deflect that out of bounds. It's rally time for the Sixers. They have got to rally. I don't think they are going to, but they have got to rally right now. Marcus Smart with the ball gets over to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown out to Smart. Smart trying to get all over Maxey. Smart a three, no good, and B gets the rebound. Out to Harden. Harden looking. Harden out to Harris. Harris out to Embiid. Embiid looking, matching up with Grant Williams. Gets out to Tucker, out to Maxey. Maxey coming inside. Maxey at two is no good. It rolled over the rim, and that was missed. And Smart here kicks it out to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown will lose it out of bounds, but it was deflected off P.J. Tucker. So Al Horford to check back into the game. Vonleh to go back to the bench here for Boston. So it looks like Horford's going to finish this game here for the Celtics. Celtics to inbound here with Marcus Smart. Smart inbounds it to Jaylen Brown. Wide open three. That's off the back of the rim and missed. Sixers have got to rally. Harden with the ball around the screen. Harden looking for options. Harden still looking. Can't find any options that he likes. Gets it down to Harris. Harris a three. No good, around the rim and missed again. Tatum with the rebound here for the Celtics. Maxey matching up with Tatum. Tatum trying to get inside. And it's an offensive foul for the Celtics. This is immediately going the other way, and that's one on Tatum. I'm not sure that was how many fouls it was with one, but Tatum with another foul if he has more than one in this game. Maxey's like, come on, man. It's just a few steps I got to take. Come on. You can't just throw the ball over here. Maxey with the ball, taking it down the other end, gets it over to Embiid. Embiid looking, trying to come inside. Embiid Try to get up and in. Misses it, and the Celtics will be called for the foul, and it's against Al Horford. Horford with another foul here for Boston. And a technical foul on Jason Tatum as well. So not only was it a foul on the Celtics, but Jason Tatum with the technical as well. You already know Celtics fans will not like it. You already know they're not going to. Here comes the refs who suck chance. Here it come. Here they come. And they're going to sort this all out with the technical on Jason Tatum. They're going to sort this out after these few commercials here. They're probably going to figure out everything that needs to happen. But man, this is just crazy. This is crazy right now. But I'm telling you, if this is an official technical on Jason Tatum, I mean, a foul was already called, so 2 free throws are probably going to be assessed. If I'm not mistaken, it'd be assessed to Joel Embiid, because I think Embiid was the one to take the shot attempt. And then the technical by Jason Tatum would force someone else to shoot the ball for the Sixers if this is the case and if it stands. But we will see what the call is here. Does the 76ers knock down three-point shooter, and do they have one? They do have one. Their three-point shooter that's been knocking down shots has been James Harden. It's been James Harden tonight, but James Harden's just been the best three-point shooter by any means. But no one's just really helping him out right now. No one's really just helping out James Harden. James Harden's pretty much carrying the team. It was sort of little bit of Tobias Harris. Maxi's trying to do what he can. And Embiid's also trying to do what he can, also kind of struggling. And I don't think many points are coming off the bench as well. I think the starting lineup is still carrying this team. But yeah, man. Harden's just been the best three-point shooter for the Sixers tonight. He's been the best three-point shooter by any means. But we'll see what the official call is here once these commercials get off the TV screen. Which will be right now, as a matter of fact, hopefully. So the technical will stand for Jason Tatum. So it was only just one. So it was only one technical free throw by James Harden, and that was about it. So here we go. Tatum with the ball coming inside, kicks out to Horford. A three. That's no good for Al Horford. The Sixers get the rebound with Maxey. Bring it down the other end. Kicking it out to Harden. Harden. 1-3 at the top of the key. Didn't take it. Maxey a three. That's no good. A little too far by Maxey. I thought he was going to make that. It looked good from the TV angle. But here we go. Here's Tatum with the ball. It looks like it's going to be a foul against James Harden, and it will be. Harden is best when he drives and kicks. Exactly. He's known for a playmaker, man. James Harden is a playmaker. But here we go. Marcus Smart with the ball. Smart trying to get it over to Jaylen Brown, but the foul will be called against Tyrese Maxey. 3.5 minutes left, and it looks like the Celtics are going to take the season opener against the Sixers. Five fouls on Maxey, one more and he's fouled out, but it's really not going to matter either way. Smart kicks out to Jaylen Brown, a three. That's good for Jaylen Brown. And the Celtics are pretty much just solidifying their win here in game number 1 of the NBA regular season. They're probably going to throw in other garbage players now. Because with that timeout, that probably usually means that they're going to start throwing in like all their like garbage time players. But yeah, man, it's really being pulled away from the Sixers here. Sixers are probably going to fall in game 1 of the regular season. But the defense from the Sixers has really just been something that they really need to work on. Sixers need to work on defense, man, because like we're too sloppy with our defense. We've been too sloppy with our defense pretty much the entire game. Looks like Tatum is still back in the game here. All the players that were in when the timeout was called, they're all still in the game. And B with the ball, backing up, gets it out to Harden. Harden taking a three. That's good for James Harden. Need about 5 more of those and a lot of defense to tie this up. Probably not going to happen, though, honest to God. Sixers need another Corver. That'd be fantastic, honestly. And Tatum with another layup, and it's a 14-point game. 2:35 left to go here in the game. Harden bringing the ball down the floor. Harden gets out to Maxey, back to Harden. Harden out to Harris. Harris gets it over to Harden. Harden faking out, gets over to Tucker. A 2, that is good for PJ Tucker. At this point, the Sixers probably are just trying to make it a closer game by any means. And here we go. Here's Jason Tatum kicking out to Horford. Horford a 3. That's good for Al Horford. Horford just aced the shot. And here we go. Here's James Harden with the ball. Gets over to Harris. Harris over to Embiid. Embiid looking, spinning. Embiid a dunk. And that is easily put in by Joel. Still a 13-point game here. Sixers are going to fall in game 1 of the season. A solid effort put up by them. It's just that the defense needs to be worked on. But here's Tatum with the ball. Gets over to Jaylen Brown. Shooting a 3. That's good for Jaylen Brown. And that is definitely solidifying this one. Sixers shot about pretty much the same the entire game. In the first half, they shot 50%. In the second half, they shot 46%. Celtics shot 55% in the first half, and in the second half, they shot 59%. Embiid spinning, and he'll put it in, plus the foul. It's not going to matter for Embiid either way. Even the opportunity at three-point play here, I don't think it really matters. As Celtics fans start the departure out of the stadium. Minute 10 left. Embiid will make the free throw. Boston's bench is just something else, man. Led by Brogdon, first of all. First of all, led by Brogdon. I mean, you cannot deny that. And Maxey able to deflect that up in the air. Maxey will kick it out to Embiid. Embiid over to Harris. Harris puts up for two. That is good for Tobias Harris. 11-point game. Probably will get one more shot off. Also, they will just let the clock go. But the Celtics will take game one of the season. And they'll take it over the Sixers. Even though Tobias with the steal and the dunk, it's not going to matter. I mean, still, Sixers I still think are going to have a great season. As Tatum spins, gets triple teamed, out to Horford, a three. No good. Harden gets the rebound. Harden will get it over to Maxey. And the Celtics will take game one of the season opener of the Philadelphia 76ers, 126-117. Great performance by Boston. Got to give them credit where credit's due. Definitely played a great performance. Sixers, in my eyes, just did not play enough defense, man. In my eyes, I don't think they played enough defense. I think our defense was very sloppy at times. Ladies and gentlemen, we pretty much do have a final score here. Sixers are going to fall to the Boston Celtics, 126-117. Let me just change it real quick. I mean, you can't win them all, but exactly, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Terrible defense. Terrible defense tonight. Just terrible. Horrific defense. And I feel like we did not play with the best energy. But, we're kind of shaking off the rust. We're kind of shaking that off a little bit. And honestly, I know we gotta play better than that, but when it all comes down to it, though, I think, it's the first game of the season. Sixers really didn't have the best chances to play, all their starters together, seeing what it was going to be like. They were able to drop 117, though, which that's going to work against other teams. But against the Celtics, with a team that has this deep of a bench and this good of a starting lineup, this is the team that you're definitely going to have to want to get better against, and especially every other team that you're going to play on your schedule, which is every team in the NBA. But Boston will take a game one win on that note. Guys, I'm going to grab the computer real quick, and we'll go over the final stats, and then we'll get out of this one. All right, guys, I have the computer now. We're going to go over the final stats here. Harden had a great game, though, regardless. I mean, you cannot deny that. But we'll look up the final stats here before we get out. So, like I said before, Celtics defeat the Sixers in Game 1, 126 to 117. Sixers should be A-OK by the time as the season goes on. But as we look over the final stats here, Sixers on the Sixers side, James Harden leading the way for the Philadelphia 76ers in terms of the most points for the night with 35 points as well as 8 rebounds and 8 assists. Joel Embiid with 26 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. Tyrese Maxey with 21 points, a rebound, and 2 assists. Tobias Harris with 18 points and 2 rebounds, no assists for him. And then the bench production was also just sloppy. I mean, just 11 points off the bench. Just 11 points off the bench for this team. PJ Tucker with 6 points and 4 rebounds. D'Anthony Melton with 5 points straight up. Niang with 3 points, no rebounds, and an assist. Montrezl Harrell with 2 points straight up. And Daniel House with a point, a rebound, and an assist. To top it off for the Philadelphia 76ers, the bench has definitely got to get better. Between the defense and the bench, it definitely has got to be better than that, dude. Off of the bench, we just had 11 bench points. That is absolutely unacceptable. That is unacceptable right there. Like, you go ahead, you play D'Anthony Melton, you play Daniel House, you play George Niang, you play Montrezl Harrell. You don't even go ahead. You don't even play Shake Milton in this game. You surprisingly didn't play Furkan Korkmaz. You didn't play Paul Reed. You didn't play Jaden Springer. You played Matisse Thybulle for under a minute. And pretty much in garbage time, you didn't play Julian Champagnie. So the rotation's got to be a little bit better. Here's the thing: 3 things I'm going to blame it on. The defense from this team as a whole, the bench production, and then how we, inserted and took out players. But especially inserted players, because, how do you not give time to Shake Milton? How do you not give time to Shake Milton? How do you not give time to Furkan Korkmaz, even though he's not going to give you the best bench production? How do you not give bench production to Paul Reed? How do you not give bench production to Jaden Springer? And how do you give very little bench production to Matisse Thybulle? It doesn't make sense. I mean, Thybulle should have got more than just under a minute tonight. But at the end of the day, dude, I'm blaming it on the way we play our defense. The way we play our defense, the bench production, and the way we insert players. Because the fact we didn't play players like Shake Milton and Furkan Korkmaz and Paul Reed, if we would have played those guys, we definitely could have won this game. If we played more than just D'Anthony Melton, Daniel House, George Niang, Montrezl Harrell, and then Matisse Thybulle for under a minute just off the bench. If we literally just do that and play like Paul Reed, Jaden Springer, Korkmaz, and Milton, if we do that, then we probably win this game. We probably win this game. I mean, how many players played for the Celtics tonight? They played all the way up to Sam Hauser. So, Celtics also played 10 guys, but they just had the bigger production as we look over their side here. Jason Tatum kicking it off with 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists, followed by Jaylen Brown with 35 points as well, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Malcolm Brogdon off the bench with 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. Grant Williams with 15 rebounds, 15 points, a rebound, and an assist each. Phillies are winning 2-0. Yeah, they are winning 2-0. After a solo home run by Harper and after a I forgot what I was trying to say, but I was kind of paying attention to this, but Brogdon with 16 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Grant Williams with 15 points, a rebound, and an assist each. And then Al Horford with 6 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. Derek White with 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Noah Vonleh with 2 points and 2 rebounds. And then Blake Griffin with a point, 5 rebounds, and an assist as well. And now we look at the team stats here. As for the Philadelphia 76ers, they shot the ball 50% from the field to the Celtics, 56%. Sixers shot the ball 38% from 3 to the Celtics, 34%. Sixers shot the ball 86% from the free throw line to the Celtics, 79%. The Celtics out-rebounded the Sixers 36-31, and same offensively 6-4. Celtics had more assists than the Sixers, 24-17. Both teams had 3 blocks each. Both teams had 8 steals each. Celtics won the turnover battle 14-10. Celtics had 52 points in the paint to the Sixers' 40 points in the paint. And then 48 personal fouls combined, 25 by the Sixers and 23 by the Boston Celtics. So almost 50 fouls in this game. But yeah, at the end of the day, definitely things we got to work on. I know it's just the first game, and I understand that. Let's win something. Good. Keep shutting them down. Shut them down. But yeah, man, I'm just kind of listening to the player introductions as the Warriors go ahead and get their championship rings. And then you got Clay coming in. And you probably have Steph Curry, don't you? Yeah, and then there's Steph as well. And we understand that Maxey and Harden are not going to play like this kind of poor every game. And, James Harden with this production, if he can give us something like this every single night, that'd be perfect. And then we know Embiid and Maxey are not going to struggle like this. We understand that. We know they're not going to struggle like this every time. But the defense definitely has to tighten up. We cannot play this sloppy whatsoever. Sixers' next game, though, will be up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, are you serious? We get the Celtics and the Bucks before we go ahead and play the Spurs on Saturday. Like, oh my gosh. Like, we play the Bucks on Thursday. That is just crazy. But yeah, man. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get out of the stream. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Again, the Sixers will fall to the Boston Celtics 126-117. kind of just went the Celtics' way pretty much the entire second half. Sixers played sloppy pretty much the whole first half, or rather the second half, I should say. They kept it competitive with Boston in the first half. I'm not going to lie to you. I just don't know what happened in the second half to them. But at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, you take your losses, you learn from them, and you get ready for the next one, which is going to be not much easier because you're facing the Bucks. But we'll see what we can do against them. But again, appreciate everybody for coming through and tuning in. You guys are the real. Be sure to keep on supporting the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate all the support as always. And ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace.